Have you had a mojito, Adam,
I
where it
don't like
has
mint. I don't like
mint?
that. I
You
don't like
don't
that.
like mint? Good
No, at all.
God.
At all.
I love mint.
I don't like. I don't like fresh. I don't like my mouth to be like fresh and tingly.
You
I don't
don't
like
like
that.
minty fresh. That's why you never brush your teeth.
Right. I haven't brushed my teeth since 1987.
Megadads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the mega dads, the mega moms, but not the mega kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
Oh my God.
It's just nothing but rum and coke. Just put this
Gargling.
in, I swish it around. Good to go.
That's great. That'll kill the bacteria.
It's Friday the 13th on this episode.
Is it?
On
Okay.
of Megadads Live.
Spooky. It's very spooky.
Are you a superstitious fellow?
I'm kind of like, if I have sex, I will not have sex again for minimum 20 minutes.
Well, that. Yeah?
Yeah, because that's bad luck.
Months.
You
20
can't
months, I think is more.
can't double dip.
You seem like you'd be a guy that has like some sort of
Certain
quirks of,
things.
Yeah.
Like we've been going to the casino and I've been like doing roulette, which is like my game of choice. So like that is a game about like superstition. It's like this number's lucky. Oh,
Yeah.
I never do that. Like, so yeah, sure. I have my superstitions. Like, does this count? Like if you like eat before going into a swimming pool, you're gonna die. Like you're gonna get a cramp and like.
I don't think it's you're
Is that
gonna die. I think it's gonna make your tummy upset. I don't think.
like you have to like eat your fruits and vegetables or else you're gonna die. Is that like superstition?
Who the hell are you getting this advice from?
I don't know.
I don't
just we're throwing out random factoids that I live by. I don't know.
My main thing is like if I'm gonna have a romantic interlude, like
Yeah.
I cannot
Wear
take a shit.
protection.
I cannot take a shit within like 2 hours of that, right? At least 2 hours. I think there's like I think a shit has a soul. A dump has a lingering presence, right? And I think there's like a 2 hour period where you feel different after taking a nice successful dump. And that your body goes through something.
I'm following.
That it doesn't shake off for at least 2 hours. So if I take a shit and then my wife wants to get intimate like 45 minutes later, that can't happen.
Right, because it's too close to the event horizon.
Yeah, to the blast zone. It's you have to. There's a recovery period that you have to go through before you can make love.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, your head's not in the right place. I mean, your body needs to recover.
You've just been through some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to like clear the passageways. Make sure you get the all clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so have you? So you're saying like, what if you have to, but I don't know, because there's conflict. Because let's say you want to, but you have to. Like, do you like not shit and you're like, I'll do this afterwards?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you'll hold it in.
Oh God, yes. Well,
have the sex, then you go shit.
I've got a scale here, right? I've got my need to turd versus my need to do something else.
Oh,
right?
Okay. You put
which of those is going to win, right? I will hold that shit till kingdom come if it means I'm getting laid. Because,
but aren't you heavier? Like, where's your mobility and your agility? You have like -10 agility.
I'm not
you
saying
have a debuff.
I'm not saying that I'm not making sacrifices here. I'm just saying that it's worth going through the pain and the suffering to get what I've got coming to me.
I get it.
But
you gotta have priorities.
Right. But here's the other side of that. What happens if you already dropped it, right? And you haven't cleared that 2 hour window and you are presented with the opportunity. You've gotten the go ahead. Yeah. What happens?
I mean, I don't know, man.
What do you do?
I mean, you have to have standards. If you don't have standards, we're like the animals.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what separates us from the beasts?
Yeah.
Adam, you have to have a hard line standard at certain points. You just have to.
Just think about those freaks who like incorporate those two things together, right? First of all, gross. Second of all, aren't they living the dream? They don't have to worry about this conflict. They could just poop on their loved one. Some people like that.
Yeah, people do it.
People do it.
It's a thing.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening or watching this episode of Megadads Live. We need to take a quick moment to thank our members of Megadads Boost. Hey, are you sick and tired of putting your money into something that has diminishing returns, like your 401k or your stock market investments or your children's college fund? Well, I have great news for you because you can use your well-earned dollars to pump money into this Megadads organization and help us continue to make more great content for you and for only you. That's right. I'm talking directly to you, dear listener and or viewer. We couldn't do what we do here at Megadads if it wasn't for our great Boost community members. All you have to do to become one of these members is go to patreon.com/Megadads, and for only $1 a month, you can help keep the lights on in this joint and ensure that we continue to make great content well into the future. So let's take a minute now to celebrate those Boost members for the month of June. And those wonderful people are Dave Soto, David Snyder, Justin Masson, the Nintendo Dads Podcast, Timothy Olf, god damn, there's a lot of Nintendo Dads in here, Andy Penzick, the Bafo Yucks Dudes, Luke Porter, Brandon Wilson, the Snack Network, Estuardo Zenteno, Brendan Myers, Brent, John DeFrancesco, Emily Smith, Spokes, Eric Wood, Joseph, and Craig Campbell. And of course, we can't leave out the folks hanging out in our free tier. Let's give a great big shout out to Solara Clark, the Coconut Wizard, Avi Cohen, the One Track Gamers, John Layola, Michael Kwan, Sonny Megatron, Nima, Edie McD, Mike Salvino, and Brian Scott. We want to thank you all, whether you're pledging your hard-earned dollars or just joining us in the free tier. Thank you for being a member of the Megadads Boost community. And all you have to do to join is go to patreon.com/Megadads. That's patreon.com/Megadads. And now back to the show. It's time for Parent of the Month. Every month here at Megadads, we collect parenting stories from the very best that moms and dads have to offer across planet Earth. And you actually presented this month's Parent of the Month. Good job doing your homework, by the way. Like, Antonio's out in the field. I researched the internet, yeah. He's out in the field collecting data, and he says, Adam, I've got a story for you. And it goes a little something like this. An Arizona mother has been arrested after shooting her 38-year-old son for playing video games too loudly in their home. Hazel Benson, 72, faces charges of aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, and discharge of a firearm within city limits after allegedly shooting her son Saturday night at their home. Benson, who called 911, told cops that she shot at her son and threw the gun into a canal. She said she didn't even know if she had actually hit him. When she fired the gun, he was at the back door of their home. So I think she shot like through the door. Officers later found the son outside of their home with a gunshot wound to his abdomen. After about an hour, Benson called for police to come to the home because she was upset that her son was playing video games too loudly. He went for a walk to calm down and then came back, and he was so enraged that he charged at her with his hands clenched in fists. She raised the gun and fired, but was unaware if her son had been hit. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. So he did live through this. But goddamn.
Respect your elders, I guess. Is that
goddamn?
Is that what's going on here? Like he disrespected her house. I mean, oh wait, so there's so much to unpack.
There's so much to unpack.
So she's coming up on 80. He's coming up on like whatever,
40. And
he's living at home.
He's living at home,
playing video games. What time was this? This matters. It's like 3 a.m.
I'm guessing it's night. I don't know. It doesn't say. The report
so fucked up if it's like not even late. It's like 8 o'clock.
Oh no, it says like, Saturday night. So it's a weekend. It's a weekend. That figures into it. But I think
it's not even a school night.
I think this is an advertisement for like Turtle Beach headsets if I've ever seen one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, why isn't he wearing a headset? What an idiot. Why does he have to be blasting it?
Yeah, what an asshole. Turns out he's the asshole. Turns out he's the asshole. So this 72-year-old lady, she's like, she's like, cool it, man. Turn it down. Turn down the Doom Eternal or whatever the fuck you're playing. I gotta go to sleep. I got church in the morning. And he goes for a walk to cool down, comes back. He's clearly not cooled down because he lunges at her with fists of fury. And she's like, sucker, don't play that. Boom. Stop,
Dude,
or my mom will shoot.
This does not make a lick of sense. So
Yeah.
if he went to, he's playing games,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Let's just assume that that she's like, stop, you asshole, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you. He leaves,
Mhm.
right? He leaves.
He leaves.
And supposedly he comes back still enraged
Yeah.
and immediately charges her. Does that make any sense, Adam?
You know, sometimes I find in my personal life that moment of like stepping back, sometimes it makes it worse. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, do you
okay.
ever step back from a conflict and in that period of when you're supposed to be decompressing, you're just rehashing what happened in your brain and convincing yourself more and more that you were right and fuck this? You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know, man. Not
Sometimes
really.
that happens.
It's like you go to calm down on a walk
Yeah.
and you just come back super pissed
And he's
off.
coming back and he's like pissed because he's like, I was crushing it at Helldivers too. Hazel has no right to tell me to turn it down because I was in the zone. And yeah,
So
maybe people
here-
shouldn't have guns.
here's the other thing. Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
He comes let's just say it happens. He comes clenched fists at
Yeah.
her.
Uh-huh.
She shoots, blah, blah, blah. Like hits him. Even if it's through how is he coming at her clenched fist? But then I'm not sure if I hit him. Like, you're right. Anyway, he goes down.
Yeah.
Did it say that she called the cops? So he's outside bleeding.
Yep.
Abdomen. You know, he doesn't have his phone for whatever reason, or else he's going to call. She calls. Like,
There's not a lot of conflict resolution skills in this family because according to this report, she goes and dumps the weapon. Like, she
Right.
throws it into the river.
You know she did that before she called,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But then dumbass is like, well, I'm still going to call and turn myself in. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys need to take a class on how to communicate. If you're going to shoot your son and dispose of the evidence, just let him bleed out.
I was thinking the same thing. I
let
was
him
like,
bleed
you're
out.
you're halfway there.
Yeah.
You're more than halfway there because he's bleeding out.
Nobody's gonna come looking for this douchebag. He's 40 years old and living at home playing fucking Helldivers on a Saturday night. Nobody's gonna find
Why
the
is
body.
it Helldivers? Why do you keep going back?
It's got to
to
be Helldivers. It's just got to be Helldivers.
It's got to be Helldivers.
Nobody's gonna come looking for this guy. Come on, Hazel. Think. Use your fucking brain.
He doesn't have a family of his own. He doesn't have a significant other.
Mhm.
He's living at home. Nobody's checked on this guy for like a long ass time. You're right. She could have just threw him in the canal.
Yeah, she could have
Kept
gotten
her
away with
gun
this.
that she paid good money for at the Piggly Wiggly or wherever they buy guns now. And, and that could have been it. You know what's fucked up? So he's out there bleeding and
Yeah.
he's wondering if she's going to call.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, he didn't call. He didn't have the means.
Yeah.
But because he spent his cell phone money
He's
on a PS5
Yeah.
to play Helldivers 2.
he's on the ground. He's like, Mom, save my game.
He doesn't have money for a cell phone and he doesn't because he doesn't have money for a headset.
Yeah.
So
this is
he's
just a-
poor.
This is just
He's
a tragic
poor and
story.
bleeding out in his mom, and he's there thinking
She did him a
like,
favor. If she would have let
Yeah.
him die, this probably would have been the best for him.
net positive on the planet, like the carbon emissions alone from from all that. I don't know. So what happens on Mother's Day next year?
Oh yeah.
Like, is she going to lunch? You know what I mean? Like, does he take her? Does he buy her flowers? What's the dynamic now?
Yeah, I mean, charges are aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, and discharge of a firearm. It doesn't.
What
look like
happened to attempted murder,
It doesn't
Adam?
look like that's on the table. So
What happened to attempted murder?
maybe he dropped the charges. Maybe he felt bad about the
Oh, yeah.
loud
Sorry,
loud
Mom.
sound. Sorry,
At the end of it all.
Sorry, Mom. Turn Helldivers down next time. The place to be for Megadads socials is the Megadads Discord, where you can engage with your favorite Megadads as well as other friends of the Megadads every single day in our stress-free and welcoming social space. When you're a member of our Discord, you will get alerts for all of our content drops, so you never have to miss a review, a podcast, or a hot take. Partake in our fun weekly Megadads holidays like Waluigi Wednesday and Final Fantasy Sunday. Megadads Discord is fun, free, and follows you wherever you go. Join us today and become part of the conversation. Let's talk about a game. I've been playing Spirit of the North 2. This is a delightful little game about a fox.
They made a Spirit of the North 2?
They made a Spirit of the North 2.
Wow.
I played this game, the original. It was my first game that I reviewed for the PlayStation 5 when it launched. Spirit of the North 2 is an adventure game developed by Infuse Studios. It's published by Silver Lining Interactive and Merge Games. Now, the original Spirit of the North, if memory serves me right, it played a lot like the game Journey. You were this fox character who was on a spiritual journey in this great big quiet world. Nobody talks, obviously, because you're a fox, so you're just kind of like navigating environmental storytelling. There's a little bit of a mystical element to it as you're approaching this giant mountain in the horizon, and it reminded me a lot of Journey. Spirit of the North 2 actually shakes up the formula more than I really expected it to, because now this is an open world game. So this is no longer a linear level to level kind of game. It drops you in this great big open world that's kind of based on, I think, like Scandinavian mythology. In the original game, the fox, when it gets to the end, a little spoiler for Spirits of the North, but once you get to the end and you get to the top of the mountain, you become this celestial being. You fly up into the sky. You're like a god, right? And you're constellations, and you're this spirit. You are this titular Spirit of the North. Now, in Spirit of the North 2, you start out as the offspring of that fox, of like that god fox. The game starts where you get to design your fox, which is really kind of cool. It's got a character creator, so you can make
interesting.
Make your fox's face look, really tall, pointy ears, or maybe like a pudgy face, or maybe a really long snout. So what we did is we immediately made the fattest fox that we could possibly do. All the scalars went all the way up. This fox is huge, just this big bloated piece of shit. Fantastic, because we got a fat cat in our house, so we love it, right? We designed our big fat fox and we sent him out into the world. And this game begins where you unleash the evil presence in the land that you quashed in the first game. So now the land is tainted. Your fox village is under assault, and there's this giant bear spirit that chases you away and flings you off the mountaintop, and you go falling into the ocean, and you wash up on the main island. And like I said, this is a great big open world, and you're tasked with exploring it and recruiting and helping out other animals, freeing up spirits. That's a big part of it, is like you find these locked up spirits of people who have died in the past, and you have to help them out and bring their spirits to rest. A lot of the same themes and a lot of the same vibes of that original game, where it's got a really beautiful, calming soundtrack. The character itself, the fox, is obviously a silent protagonist, but there's a lot of emotive storytelling. And, when you see an animal sad, or when you see an animal in crisis, like, your heartstrings get pulled, right? This game levels it up by giving you a companion, which is a crow. The crow will fly and follow you around. You level up your characters so that they can work together to do like special moves, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie. The crow will grab you as you jump off of a cliff and help you glide, things like that. So there's two characters in this one. And as you explore the world, you find all sorts of shrines, puzzles, ways to level up your character. So the thing I want to say about Spirit of the North 2 is the open world approach to this game really does two things. First, it presents this really beautiful world for you to explore at your leisure, and you can find all sorts of nooks and crannies, which is cool. However, with this being a more relaxed, puzzle-driven game, the points between areas of interest can feel a little too dry and abandoned. There are no other creatures exploring the world. There's no fighting in this game other than the boss fights, and those are more like puzzles. So as you're going to the next puzzle area or the next tomb or whatever, it's literally just running and running and running. And while the land is beautiful, there's nothing really to do. So it can feel like a great big open empty world. And that's kind of a big deal, right? Like open world games kind of live and die by what you do in between those main story beats. And with Spirit of the North 2, it really doesn't have a lot to do. So that's kind of a handicap there. And then the other thing is the game being an indie title is punching a little bit above its weight in regards to the game's struggles in the graphics department. It looks beautiful when you're kind of sitting still and looking at the landscapes, beautiful mountains, beautiful rivers, beautiful forests. But as you're running, there's draw in and there's pop in and there's frame rate issues and things like that. So that kind of hurts it. I hope they patch it because the environment itself is really cool. Like it's really interesting to explore these Norwegian woods, and the temples are really cool looking, very Tomb Raider like, where you're pulling switches and solving puzzles to navigate through. But all in all, I don't know that the open world serves what this game is all about. The first game was very linear. This game, by broadening it out and making it more vast and expansive, I don't know that that's necessarily a good fit for this approach, because it does call to mind a lot of what that first game was, but it has a really different approach to it that I don't know is necessarily a better way to do it.
As I see the open world, I get what you're saying. Like, they're going for, oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is serene. But at the same time, if you're not going to have anything to fill the world and nothing interesting to do within it, I go back to questioning the original decision to make it open world.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can deliver that on a more linear path with semi-open world.
And they did
so
in the previous game.
It's very odd in that sense. And for me, maybe it's because I'm not smart enough, I always say, but I'm not the biggest puzzle person. Like, I kind of need action and mindless like violence in my games to keep it going, because I don't understand puzzles. I'm not as enthralled by them. I don't feel that sense of accomplishment, like that sense of wonder of, oh, let me figure this out. So I think a game like this is kind of not for me.
This is definitely not an Antonio game.
It's a niche thing. It's $30, which is great, when you have a good price to value proposition. And the fox is cute. I'm looking at other reviews and people's thoughts, and they're just all about this fox being so, such a cool character. It has elements of a good game, I can see.
Yeah, Elliot loves it. Like, he's playing the shit out of it because he loves the world. He kind of likes the low stakes. Like this, I wouldn't call this a cozy game because there are really dramatic themes. The boss encounters that you come across are really intense, and it's all about. It reminds me of Kena Bridge of Spirits, where they're like these lost souls that you have to battle and then free. And so after you do that, like the game tells their story, and there's this really emotional bonding moment between these two animals as you are bringing their soul to peace, which is really compelling. People really like that kind of environmental and low stakes drama. That's what this is. Like I said, there's no combat in this thing at all. So it's all about living in the world, connecting with the fox, connecting with the crow that you have, and the connection with the world and releasing these spirits. So there is a lot to like here. I do question that open world decision, but I'm only maybe 30% of the way through the game. So we're gonna go through this one because, like I said, my son is really, really enjoying it. And he loves exploring the world and bonding with this cute little fox that we made so incredibly fat. So if you like if you like kind of games that mellow you out, this is that. Like, there is something to be said about just like swimming across the channel with this fox as the beautiful music plays and it's raining on you, and it's just there's just vibes there, right?
Yeah.
But again, it is an indie title that is not for everybody. But Spirit of the North 2, if you really liked that first game, this is more of it with a different approach to the game, how the game presents itself, that open world mechanic. But it's a good game. I'm having a good time with it. We were given a code by Infused Studios, so I appreciate them sharing that with us. And we'll probably bring you a review with me and my son later here on the channel.
Sounds good.
This program is powered by Megadad's Boost, our public support program. You can join at patreon.com/Megadads. For over 10 years, Megadads has been bringing you the best in podcasts, reviews, interviews, family fun, and so much more. As an independent media organization, we rely on audience members like you to help support what we do, to ensure that Megadads can continue to bring you the great content that you enjoy. If you've been watching, listening, or playing along through the years, please consider lending your support by becoming a member of Megadad's Boost. Memberships start for as little as $1 a month, and you can start collecting your Boost rewards from day one. Rewards like art cards, early access podcasts, reviews, gameplay clips, and so much more. Please visit patreon.com/Megadads and become a member today. You can help us continue to make more of that Megadads coverage you've loved over the last 10 years well into the future by becoming a member of Megadads Boost. And that sound means it's the end of this episode of Megadads Live. We give you a recommendation of something outside the world of video games. It's summertime, which means it's time for food trucks. That's my recommendation.
God, yes.
Food trucks. There is nothing like, some people like going to their fancy 5-star restaurants, getting their catered experience, their folded napkins. And then there's guys like me who like going to a shady truck parked in a Kmart parking lot. Even though Kmart doesn't exist anymore, that makes it even scarier, And there's just some dude with like 4 teeth selling tacos out of the side of his truck. And you bite into that greasy shit and you're just like, where have you been all my life? Food truck.
So good.
Food trucks are fucking great, aren't they?
Love food trucks. Now, it's getting time for my recommendation of like when you go to fairs. You ever go to a fair where it's like there's a couple amusement park rides, there's like a stage where some shitty bands are, there's the food that is just deep fried Oreos, shit like that.
Yep.
So I want to talk for a minute about something near and dear to my heart, which is mozzarella sticks.
Oh my God.
Are you a mozzarella stick fan, Adam?
Man, I would deep throat a mozzarella stick all night long. I love that shit. There's nothing better.
Okay, so let's talk about size. Do you like the really big ones, like the bigger the better? Or do you does it matter? Or is it like more
I think it does matter.
Size?
I think it does matter because the mozzarella stick is meant to be a stick.
True.
Some people make like mozzarella wedges. You know what? They're like the double wide.
Yeah,
they're like the double wide, and it's just
like an abomination. I don't hate them. I just think it's wrong.
It's still deep fried
the
cheese.
It's against the rules.
Exactly. It's against the rules that you yourself have established by labeling these mozzarella sticks. Do you know what a stick is? It's not a mozzarella branch. It's not a mozzarella wedge. You fucking called this a mozzarella stick. Give me a stick. Yeah. So I think size is important. It's all about presentation, right? It's all about how much can you put in your mouth and really get the maximum feeling and flavor experience out of that stick.
100%. What is your opinion on the cheese inside? Like, have you ever had a mozzarella stick and then I don't know if it burst open or they weren't made right, but like there tends to be where the cheese is literally dense. It's very dense inside. It's packed full of cheese, and sometimes it's like the cheese inside has melted. It's all kind of on one side, and sometimes there's like hardly any cheese in there at all because it like fell out or whatever. Like, I kind of don't like when it's dense. It has to be in the middle. Like when it's dense, it's almost like it's not melted correctly. So like it kind of has to be in between.
But
somehow.
you don't want it too melted, like you said, where it's like
No,
bubbling
too
out and you
melted
take a
is-
bite and it squirts out at you. Like that's not
It's
a
like
good
I'm eating
mozzarella.
grease, like, and but
It's an art form.
A good crisp is important,
Mhm.
but I think what really makes the whole experience is the dip, like
Yeah.
the marinara,
Yep.
or what have you. I am one to take some barbecue sauce and do a
Oh.
little. I'll start out with the marinara,
Really?
but I'll also have a little barbecue sauce there to like tang it up a little bit.
Oh my God.
And, call me crazy. Sometimes if I can get my hand on some like mango habanero or some like hot, I'll put a little bit on there. But I always come back to the marinara. Like if there's good marinara, like really good,
Yeah.
like it's spiced or it's like, just flavorful and fresh, that elevates the whole experience.
You've honestly opened my mind because
telling
I've never even thought of mixing up the dips.
You've stuck to marinara.
I've
your
been
whole
living my life trapped to marinara, and all of a sudden I'm thinking to myself, what would happen if I dipped a mozzarella stick in like
Just a little
white
bit,
queso? What would that do?
Oh my God, I've never had mozzarella stick with white queso.
Wouldn't that be great?
I don't know.
I don't either, but I'm willing to try.
Know.
I'm willing to try.
Know. If you've been out there and you have eaten mozzarella stick with queso, you have to leave a comment on the YouTube video or wherever your podcasts are found.
Wow.
You have to somehow tell us, get us word about your experience. Holy shit, dude.
I know.
Queso?
We're going to come back next time and we're going to have some reports of all the different dips that we tried with our mozzarella sticks. I think we're about to have an exciting weekend.
Wait, last question, because it just came to me. How many mozzarella sticks is appropriate to have? Like when you order them, if you order mozzarella sticks, what's the minimum that I give you like where you're mad? So if I give you 3 mozzarella sticks, you go somewhere.
Three's good. Three's good.
Three's good? I would be
good.
so pissed off. I'm like, you give me 4 or I am upset.
Here's my situation is I've learned to live life through suffering. I have a family of 4. Every time we order mozzarella sticks,
I get it.
Everybody's, that's the ultimate appetizer battle right there is who gets to the mozzarella. Everybody's like looking how many are left. Everybody's doing math in their head. How many people are sitting at this table? So I, as a good dad, will always sacrifice my share, right?
Yeah.
So I don't overindulge with the mozzarella stick. Like I know my limit. I know what's a good where I will be satisfied. And I think 3 is my minimum. If you give me 2 mozzarella sticks, I'm going to punch you in the goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
But 3 to 5, I think is my. That's where I live. That's
so
my
you
house.
eat at the max. That was the other question. You're at 5.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Max.
You don't want to get plugged up. You don't want to get plugged up.
I could eat 6. I'm not
You
gonna
could.
lie to you.
You could.
Like when I order and I get 6, I'm like, I'm eating these fucking 6 mozzarella. Now, have you ever had where you order and all of a sudden there's like 7, 8 mozzarella sticks in there, and then you start thinking to yourself like, I don't know if I should eat all these.
Right. That's just it.
I eat them, but I'm
could.
saying I think about that I shouldn't have.
But the last thing you want to do is eat so many mozzarella sticks that you taint the impression of mozzarella sticks that you have. Like we're you and I right here. We're mozzarella stick brothers, right? Like we love this stuff. What happens if you eat a dozen mozzarella sticks and all of a sudden you find yourself in a world where you don't like mozzarella sticks anymore? You don't do that to yourself, man.
You're right.
Stay within your limits. Practice safe mozzarella sticks. That's going to do it for this episode of Mega Dads Live. Thank you so much for listening, for watching here on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you join us in the Mega Dads Discord. I guarantee we're going to be having conversations about mozzarella sticks. Antonio, my God, guzzle that beer, huh? Feeling good?
I feel amazing.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Mozzarella.